But I appreciate you hanging around to spend some time on this. And Angus Australia, we do try to actually work to a plan. It's not just sort of random what we do one day to the next. We do have a plan that we work to. We call it, for want of better terminology, I suppose, a strategic plan. The board is responsible for setting that plan in place, and I want to share with you what our current plan looks like. But we're in the process of developing our next 5-year plan. So we sort of have a 5-year plan at the moment, which is 2011 to 2015. And some of those things which I'll talk about in a moment because they've come to fruition. Other things some things we might have done better at than others. And it's timely now that the board and the management team consider what our future strategic plan should be, what our future objectives and functions that we should be providing for the benefit of the membership and the industry should be over the next 5 years. And have the opportunity for you to give us input into that. So our current plan basically talks about the focus on 2 key things, and it's really the leadership and delivery of innovative programs that enhance the value of Angus cattle and Angus beef products and promote them to the market. So it's really about enhancing Angus, helping you as breeders to breed better Angus that better meet the market requirements for Angus and better meet the changing environments we might be in. But also to provide you with tools to promote Angus and also do some of that individually as well, independently with members as a breed society. And to achieve that objective, if you like, we have 5 different key strategies in the areas of breed development, in marketing, education, extension and youth development, strategic projects, so for example, site benchmarking program will fit into that, but other strategic projects as well. And basically organisational support to provide an organisation, effective governance and effective organisation as a business moving forward in the future. So there are 5 strategies, and under each of those strategies then we have a number of objectives. So under breed development, for example, a key thing there is to provide our members and our members' customers with the tools and necessary knowledge to achieve continuous improvement of Angus and Angus influenced cattle to that whole objective of enhancing Angus over time. We can't, Angus Australia can't achieve the improvement. It's you as breeders that achieve the improvement, but our job is to provide you with the tools to be able to do that effectively over time. And there's a number of objectives. I'm not going to go through word for word. In fact, I'll get one of my colleagues to hand out these. Someone, one of those? Yep. Which basically, this is if you want it for future reference. I'm going to go through it fairly quickly. Obviously, within breed development, we need to be able to provide an effective female inventory system and animal registration system for recording of cattle. Simply to provide an accurate, a system for accurate genetic description of cattle, and we use the breed plan system for doing that. But other tools like gene prompt for recessive genes and a few other tools that we have in the pipeline as well. And thirdly, to develop a strong culture of innovation amongst our breeders, the willingness to take on new technologies and take a leading role, I suppose, in the industry of being at the advanced top level of genetic improvement, utilising genomics tools as they come on board, for example, and various other tools that can help us achieve a better job of enhancing the value of Angus over time. The second key strategy, and on this it's been handed out now, it's just got these listed for you to follow on the paper rather than on the screen. But the second one is to promote the competitive advantages of Angus and Angus influenced cattle and beef. Now you notice we also talk about Angus influence, so obviously our main membership is interested in straight bred Angus cattle, but of course there are also we also provide services to breeders of Angus influenced cattle as well, particularly focused in the northern part of Australia. If we want to expand the influence of Angus into the north, obviously we need to be thinking beyond just straight bred Angus. So that's why we also, within it's actually written into the Angus Australia Constitution, but it's also within our strategy is to look at ways of providing tools and enhancement and promotion of Angus influenced genetics and beef as well. And I suppose we're also interested in the marketing of beef as well as cattle. So things like our involvement with branded products, both the Angus Australia owned one for CAAB, but also other many Angus brands out there that we help provide support for. So we have a number of objectives in under marketing that we address. Promote Angus advantages via the electronic and print media, for example. Maintain a leading website that creates a strong image for the breed. Work closely with Angus verified brand owners, facilitate the promotion of quality Angus beef products. Promote and facilitate domestic and export sales of Angus seed-stock and commercial cattle, and to monitor the market position of Angus over time to ensure that we're heading in the right direction in terms of market share, of which obviously the Angus breed has done quite well in that area in recent times. So moving fairly quickly here, but the third strategy is in the areas of education, extension and youth development, and that's really about enhancing the member skills and knowledge and involvement of youth in the conduct of innovative education and youth development programs. So that's the key work that someone, for example, like Andrew and Alice are here today who work in that area in particular with our education programs and working with our youth. So a number of objectives within that: provide innovative education extension support activities, like we're doing today, for example, and other things. Develop innovative tools for better delivery of that information, and we're in particular looking at tools that we can deliver via the internet, do that sort of thing, for examples, webinar type things, so opportunities for people to be involved in education activities without necessarily having to travel a long way or give up valuable daylight hours to come, I suppose. To conduct regular consultation with members and other stakeholders, not just members, but the broader industry, determine their extension needs, and to encourage youth involvement through our youth development. Okay, our fourth strategy relates to what we call strategic projects. It's a bit of a catch-all for projects where we're trying to develop a range of innovative programs that enhance the value and influence of Angus cattle. So, for example, at the moment, the sire benchmarking program that we've been talking about today is a key strategic project. We think it's important for the future of the breed to generate, in particular, as well as podgy test data, but also essential data for the effective future use of genomics technologies. The second key strategic project that we've been working on is supporting the development of Angus in Northern Australia. For example, when we were recently at Rockhampton at Beef Australia, we had a major focus up there on the use of Angus in the north and conducted a mini forum on that for northern breeders. So we see, or the board sees, and the staff support that there's big opportunities for further market share for Angus cattle in the north, and of course the northern industry has been under a lot of stress in recent years due to very poor environmental conditions, but once things pick up we want to make sure that Angus is at the forefront to be able to take up a lot of that opportunity in the north. And the third key strategic project at the moment is developing effective and efficient service for certification of breeding animals for export. And you're all aware that there's been quite a large export market for Angus breeding stock in recent years, and we're working closely with exporters to provide what's called the certification or the documentation that goes with those cattle and actually adds value to Angus cattle in those export markets. It's really required in many respects for them to get access to those markets. So there's some strategic projects that we're involved in. The last strategy we call organisational support, and I suppose any organisation like Angus Australia, we need to have quality human resources, people working for us that satisfies our members' needs. We need to be able to have a board that can monitor the strategic direction of the organisation, and we comply with various legal and corporate requirements, and have good governance for our organisation to satisfy our members' requirements, but also the broader requirements of running an organisation. So there's a number of areas that we work in there: maintaining appropriate resources and skilled people, maintaining an appropriately skilled board of directors. We have a structure of state committees and regional groups that we support, do various things, particularly in the areas of promotion. Conduct regular review and planning, and that's part of the process we're going through now, for example, to ensure that we maintain our leading industry position, and to review and maintain our constitution to ensure that it remains a contemporary document in terms of statutory requirements. So that's a very brief rundown on what our current strategies are. So it encompasses that breed development, marketing, education, extension. So there's a wide range of activities that Angus Australia is involved in for the benefit of the membership. So what we're interested though is over the next 5 years, we would like your views on what you think some of the challenges, threats, opportunities for the breed will be, in your view. And also some of your ideas on future strategies that we should be thinking about over the next 5 years. What I'd like you to do is break up into a couple of groups so you get more opportunity for discussion. I've set up a couple of spots here with some paper on the wall. You can scribble down some dot points for us on what you believe are some of the key threats that will face Angus over the next 5 years. What you think are some of the key opportunities for Angus over the next 5 years. What new strategies and objectives should we pursue over those 5 years? So you've seen what our current strategies and objectives are. Well, are there additional things, new things that you believe that we should be looking at or addressing? And fourthly, but not last, not the least important necessarily, is are there some of our current strategies and objectives things that we should either modify or even discontinue? So we're interested in your thoughts on that. So anybody got any questions before we start?